Hi, I'm Joy.
Hi, I'm Lorraine.
And this is Girlish Gurus. And Lorraine, why are we here?
We're here to talk about mid-lifestyle topics for women who are 45 and older to help you live your best, healthiest, and most fulfilled life. We're also going to have lots of fun along the way.
So let's get started.
Forgot lipstick.
Go get it. She forgot her lipstick. She's got to put her lips on. Don't block your face with the microphone. You're going to get hit by the black hand. I shouldn't be left alone with the microphones. Because I make the jokes. Does it sound okay?
Yeah. How's the hair?
Oh, yeah, cute. Oh, yeah. Very June Cleaver cute. No, that's a good thing. Like, it's very, smooth.
Okay.
Didn't she have, nice, smooth?
I have no idea.
You don't remember June Cleaver's hair?
I thought you were insinuating that I was like
You're the black hand, Lorraine. No one would mistake you for June Cleaver.
June Cleaver. June Cleaver here.
No, oh my God. But she always had Here we go.
Okay.
We haven't had any
Don't
drinks
make me
or anything.
laugh.
What? How?
Okay.
Why? How can you say that? You know it's going to happen. And when it does.
Okay, leave it to Beaver.
And when it does, I cannot be held responsible. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Oh, are you waiting for me?
Yeah.
Oh.
What are you doing over there?
I'm pulling up the...
Okay.
All right.
I thought you were still doing your technical.
No, I got that sorted.
Stuff.
We are recording. We're recording. 3:30. Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of Girlish Gurus. I'm Joy.
And I'm Lorraine.
Lorraine, what are we talking about today? This first episode of 2026.
I wanted to start by saying Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This is what we're not talking about today.
Okay.
We are not talking about the usual resolutions, right? Because in January, so many women are feeling pressured to fix their bodies. They're tired of dieting and extreme fitness goals. They're emotionally exhausted before the year even begins, right after the holidays, because, women are in charge of most everything during the holidays.
Yep.
So what if we reframe the conversation for 2026 and say it's not about restriction, but intention? What if this year is about partnering with your mind, not fighting your body? And how we're going to do that? Manifesting, using science, compassion, and clarity.
Well, I think that this is a very, very important and relevant topic, and I just want to start off by saying I'm interested in talking about the science, but not too much.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right, so speaking of the sciencey part.
Well, first of all, why don't resolutions work for women, for midlife women?
Well, I can think of lots of reasons, but why don't you go ahead and tell us?
Okay. Well, first of all, diet and exercise resolutions usually trigger shame cycles, hormonal changes in midlife that make old strategies ineffective, right? They don't work. What you used to do when you were younger don't work anymore, and it's not your fault. It's like hormones change, metabolism changes, and what you did before just doesn't work. And willpower alone isn't enough, never was, right? So we have to normalize resistance. If resolutions haven't worked for you, it's not because you failed, the system failed you. And so now we're going to introduce our big topic for today.
Oh, it is exciting.
Manifesting as a nervous system friendly alternative.
Yay!
Now, I know a lot of you out there are thinking manifesting, and again,
woo-woo.
very woo-woo.
And kooky.
But we are going to change your mind about that today. Right?
That's good because I tend to be a little on the skeptical side there, I'm just saying.
See, I am not. I'm me, woo-woo warrior.
Right.
So I'm all about even the woo-woo part of it, but there is actually science behind manifesting.
Well, but Lorraine, this is why you and I make such a good team.
Yeah.
Because you don't let me get out of it. You point the science out, and then I have that comfort in saying, okay, what some people have labeled as woo-woo actually is scientific.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's what I need. I need to hear that, and I need that comfort level of, oh, there's studies that show A, B, and C.
Yeah.
So that's important. And I give you the snaps for that because science is not my area of expertise.
Well, I mean, not that it's totally mine either, because I do a mix of the woo-woo and the science. But like we said, it is based in science, much of it.
Right.
Much of the woo-woo. So what we're talking about today is a book called Mind Magic by Dr. James R. Doty. And if you recall, we did an episode with Dr. Doty's book, Into the Magic Shop, which was a fantastic book.
Oh, it was a great episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
my
so
gosh,
you can
so
go
good.
back. We'll put the link to that in the show notes, but I highly recommend going back and listening to that, because that's kind of like a good lead into
Right.
into
It's a
this.
precursor to this.
Yeah, into this conversation. So this book is, well, first of all, Dr. Doty is a neurosurgeon. He's founder of Stanford's Center for Compassion and Altruism Research. And the book is about manifesting is not mystical thinking. Right?
Not at all.
It's rooted in neuroplasticity, focus, compassion, and intention.
Yep.
So, and what he says is what we repeatedly focus on strengthens neural pathways. You know, like if you're thinking negative thoughts, negative things come into your life, right? Compassion calms the nervous system. We're going to talk about that. Calm plus clarity equals better decisions, better outcomes. So you think positive thoughts, more likely positive things will happen in your life.
Well, my understanding of it, I don't know if we should get into this right yet because we got a couple more things to talk about. But my understanding is when you are out of that sympathetic nervous system, that fight or flight, then your brain has a better chance of identifying opportunity.
Yeah.
And so for me, when I understood that, I went, ding, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why don't we start with, I mean, because maybe there are people out there that have no idea what manifesting really is.
Right.
So
Okay.
taken right from his book, right off the bat, Dr. Doty says, manifesting is defining an intention such that it gets embedded into our subconscious, which functions below the level of consciousness. And by doing so, we activate brain networks associated with goal orientation that make an intention important, salient, or noteworthy. In practice, this means that regardless of whether or not that intention is present on a conscious level, brain mechanisms that remain focused on the goal are activated around the clock. And most people just think of manifesting as, oh, I want a lot of cash, or I want a big house, or I want a Porsche, which these are things that he did and he talks about in his first book.
Right.
But it's more than that. It is, and actually it's not even that. It's how do you want to feel? What do you want to accomplish in your life? And it comes from a place of, from your heart, with compassion. And what else?
Well, so, okay, this is why it's
Yeah.
important to go and listen to the first episode.
Yeah.
Because there is a whole zeitgeist culture around this kind of manifestation idea, right? There's been books and movies, and very famous people have talked about it at length and spent a lot of time churning out all of this content that's designed to teach you how to manifest,
Yeah.
right?
Gabby Bernstein.
Right.
And others. Yeah.
So I think it's important to say, okay, we're separating these two things. What we're doing is we're not talking about how you can manifest wealth in your life. Most people, that's what they're trying to do.
Right.
What he's talking about is going to a place inside of yourself that is rooted in compassion, that comes from your heart, and identifying those things that are valuable to you as not necessarily service oriented, but they help humanity, right? And in return, you are going to benefit from that. And it maybe you benefit financially. It maybe you benefit in a lot of different ways. But what you're doing is you are finding out through a compassionate approach what your purpose is.
Right. Yeah.
And you're serving.
And he didn't
through that.
discover that until he had first accumulated all this wealth and then lost it. And that's when he really discovered what the true meaning of what he was wanting in his life
Right.
that he wasn't receiving. And so he changed the way he thought about manifesting and how he wanted to feel and what did he really want to experience in his
Right.
life.
I think that's the key that most other gurus, woo-woo gurus, that's not us. I'm sorry, just saying, No, anyway, okay. That's the key, the piece that most other people who are talking about manifestation, they're missing out on. They're missing the science, and they're missing that fundamental aspect of you're searching for your purpose and you're operating from a place of compassion, from your heart. So I think if you can put those two pieces together, that's when you're going to be truly successful and satisfied.
Yeah, it's true. So as we said, like what we repeatedly focus on strengthens neural pathways, and the science behind that, I just wanted to get into a little bit.
Now, don't make me go cross-eyed, Lorraine.
Okay, no, and I don't want you because honestly, this book is full of a lot of science.
Oh, yes.
There's too much for us to discuss. Both of us have taken so many notes on this, and we don't want to bore you with everything. Not that the book is boring. It is not boring at all. But if we were trying to explain it, because we're not neurosurgeons.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. But I like what he said here. He said, "Thus I see manifesting as, at its heart, a practice of well-being, engagement with the world, and living a good life. And by practicing it, we cultivate dispositional optimism, defined as a generalized tendency to expect good outcomes across important life domains. Research has shown a staggering number of health benefits associated with dispositional optimism, from improvements in cardiovascular health to how quickly wounds heal to slower disease progression. Where some may believe that the only measure of a successful manifestation is the material results it delivers, I consider this view to be misguided. The true gift of visualizing our intentions again and again is to go through life with a buoyant sense that things will work out for us, which liberates us to be both responsive and resilient no matter what our external circumstances bring." So he talks a little bit about the science in there, right? It improves our health when you do these things and concentrate on like the good and bring forth how you want to feel and compassion into the world. So there's that science. I mean, there's proof that it makes you have better cardiovascular health and
Your wounds heal faster.
I mean, really. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Mind over matter. I really do believe that.
Yeah.
I do love that. Dispositional well-being.
Dispositional optimism.
Dispositional optimism. I love that.
The thoughts that, and you and I talk about this all the time, not knowing that that's what he referred to it as, but we're always like, things will work out. Always have that positive attitude that things will work out.
Yeah.
And go through life with that. It's not toxic. It's just like, and I truly believe it because it helps you to feel better. If you always think things are never going to work out, obviously those negative effects will affect your body in a bad, your health.
We are
your mental
conditioned
health.
as a society to
Negativity bias.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's a way to protect yourself.
Right. I was going to say that comes from that fight or flight. Yeah, fight or flight response. You're protecting yourself. So it's like, what's the worst thing that could happen? Let me protect myself against it. And unfortunately, those are quick responses in your brain, and those positive neural pathways are like that longer response. It takes that in the rest and digest is a longer pathway. I don't know how to explain it better than that. I'm sure
That's
if Dr.
pretty good.
Doty was here, he could. But it's like, because immediately, and this is what I was like amazed, like when I read how we experience that fight or flight now, your response to it is exactly the same as like prehistoric time, whatever. It was, if a tiger, everyone always uses that analogy, a tiger's chasing you, immediately fight or flight. But that same response is triggered by, and he refers to it as a passive-aggressive email that one of your coworkers sent you. That the response that you have to that is almost the exact same response of you trying to save your life.
Right.
And those are elevated constantly. in our lives. The cortisol levels are elevated, and all of that is causing so many health issues in our body, from mental health issues to physical health issues.
And it's taking up your attention. So your brain can't look for synergy and opportunity.
Right.
And so as a result, you wind up losing out because you're so hyper-focused on trying to protect yourself from whatever perceived threat is coming at you that you lose those opportunities that are more subtle, and that, if you were in rest and digest, you could take advantage of. You would see and have the ability to pivot and take advantage of whatever it is to move your purpose forward, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of what he talks about in here is the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system, which you and I have talked about at length. You're very good about that, and you wrote a book about it, The Vagus Nerve Fix. And we did an episode about it last year.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear an in-depth discussion about the vagus nerve and the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, go check out that episode and get that book.
Yeah, because the vagus nerve is so important for everything in our body. All of the main organs in our body, the functions in our body. And when it comes to manifesting, to get into that state of being able to meditate and manifest, the vagus nerve is so important, and you need good vagal tone. So there are exercises in the book, we talk about it, right? There's so many exercises to get you into that rest and digest state so that you are able to do this and to manifest. He talks about so many other things, the 4 different parts of your brain.
See, you remember that stuff, I don't. And I read the whole thing, so
And I did take notes on it. Hang on, because I was like, okay, some of these things I did not know, and I'm like, oh, this makes sense. So there are 4 primary brain areas: the default mode network, the central executive network, the salience network, and the attention network, and then the 2 branches of the vagus nerve. And so the vagus nerve helps with this, like you said, sympathetic, parasympathetic, fight or flight, rest and digest. And when you go into rest and digest, your body is in homeostasis. And that's where everything is working correctly, everything's calm, you're able to concentrate, like you said.
Your immune system is higher, yes.
Yeah, so it works like that. There's a quote. Let me get it because I made a note about it. So hang on.
Well, Lorraine made a note. Everybody stand back. We got to wait.
Just hang on. I'm going to get the quote. And this quote comes from Viktor Frankl. He was a Holocaust survivor. Yeah. And he wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." So when you are in that rest and digest, when you are able to, and Dr. Doty talks about this, that's when you are able to make those choices and be able to choose which path to take in your life, what then gets embedded in your subconscious, because he talks about your intentions. How I want to feel, what I want to do. And if you keep repeating them, like, people put like the little Post-it notes on their mirror, or every day they'll repeat something to themselves, that gets embedded in your subconscious. So even when you're not thinking about those things, your body is working to make those things happen in your life.
And that is manifesting.
Yeah. And that is manifesting.
And the salience network, that's actually a part of your brain, right?
Yeah, so it chooses the most important things to focus on.
That's what I'm talking about, because it's looking for opportunity. It's looking for, hey, this is what you're asking for. Let me see if I can figure out a way. Here, I see this over here happening. Come and bring that over here, get it closer. And then it becomes an opportunity for whatever you are trying to achieve to come to fruition.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I mean, there's so much. He talks in the first couple of chapters of the book is when he really goes into the science of it, and he shares some stories of things that have happened to people in his life. There was a young girl who was trying to get into medical school, and she Googled how to use magic to get into medical school or something to that effect. And Dr. Doty's first book came up. So she actually wrote to him because the same thing happened to him. He manifested getting into medical school. So she read his book, wrote to him, and he actually contacted her and was able to kind of help her, guide her. And he kind of takes you through the steps that she went through to finally make it through medical school and take the, what is it called? The MCAT?
Yes.
MCAT. and to successfully go on and become a physician. I forget which kind of doctor, and then there's other stories in there about young boys that were in they were
neurodivergent.
Right.
And they were in a sports program, basically. These two individuals, they started this program so that these young men they're adolescent, right? Who, when you're neurodivergent or you're on the spectrum, you might have difficulty in social situations. So they built this program so that young men could spend time in social situations and playing sports and doing different things so they could learn those skills, how to break the cycle of negative thinking
and regulate
themselves and respond to situations more effectively.
Right. Like we talked about, by making a choice.
Right.
So like when their tempers
would flare,
they were able to calm themselves to be able to say, okay, what is the better choice here? And they kind of were able to regulate their emotions.
Right.
They were taught how to regulate their emotions. So there's so much in the book that's so beneficial for people, for their mental health, for children, for adults. He talks about, oh my God, it just went out of my head. Oh my God, it just went out of my head. Hang on. Let me go to my notes.
Back to the notes.
Okay, about how when you're in the state of homeostasis, when you are able to think about all the good things in your life, how dopamine, endorphins, serotonin, all those happy hormones are elevated, and that you can create like better outcomes in your life. Yeah.
I think that's, again, science revealing itself. I believe that science is the language through which the universe speaks. And that is that interesting interaction between, okay, it may appear like it's woo, but it's actually grounded in science. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he talks about the science, how actually like, what is the MRIs, EKGs, well, vibrational energy, how the heart is, how many times?
It has a 2 times stronger magnetic field, right, than the brain? Is
more.
that right?
Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Hang on.
Well, Joy's not great at science.
No.
Or math.
He talked about, okay, here it is.
Okay.
Amazingly, the most significant vibration of the human body is the one produced by the heart. Many people do not realize that the largest electromagnetic field in the human body is found within the heart. The electrical field, as measured in an ECG, is about 60 times greater in amplitude than the brain waves recorded in an EEG. The magnetic component of the heart's field, which is around 5,000 times stronger than that produced by the brain,
oh, my bad,
is not impeded by tissues and can be measured from several feet away from the body.
Now, I did know that, yes.
Yeah. And not only that, but the electrical field also changes along with our emotions. So depending on how we're feeling, we are literally emitting a different quality of vibration from within our chest.
Wow.
So to me, that was amazing, like reading that and just like, I never knew that. I never realized that there was that much of an intense electromagnetic field from the heart. And he talks about how there's science behind dying from a broken heart.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just amazing. To me, this is just all so amazing.
Hey, Lorraine, don't forget, it's time for us to schedule our Lifeline screening appointments. They're 5 simple tests to help us keep on top of our heart and bone health, which is important for women over 45.
Yes, Lifeline Screening has been the premier provider of preventative health screening for over 30 years. In that time, over 10 million people have had screenings to detect their risk of stroke, cardiovascular disease, and other chronic illnesses. Lifeline Screening can provide meaningful benefits for your body and mind, and that's why they're committed to delivering accurate results and recommendations that could give you a healthier advantage in your everyday life, such as early detection of serious conditions, prevention of disease progression, peace of mind so you can enjoy life, savings with more affordable screenings, and no insurance required.
Yep, and don't forget, by using the link in the show notes of this episode, you get a special offer available to Girlish Gurus listeners, so make sure and schedule your appointment.
Get peace of mind now. Here's to your good health. That chapter, there's so much in that chapter. I mean, we could do.
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay. First of all, I'm going to hold up the book because I don't think we did that.
Now I don't know how to. Wait a second. Hang on. This would be a good thumbnail. Wait. Hang on. I can't make my technology work today, Lorraine. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Okay. Oh, it just goes back to the. Okay. Well. I'm not having luck today, Lorraine. Come on. Okay. Here it is. All right. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
There is really so much in this book. So Mind Magic, the neuroscience of manifestation and how it changes everything. So there actually is neuroscience behind it all. And like I said, the first couple of chapters, he kind of gets into the nitty gritty of the science. The rest of it, he kind of goes through the 6 steps to manifest what you want in your life. Each chapter, after the first couple, each one focuses on one of the steps, and they're in depth. I mean, it's not just like, oh, do this and there's an activity. He does have activities. He has like practical things to follow in each at the end of each chapter, like for each what do you call it?
Step. It's a step.
Yeah, but what does he refer to them as? Each one is called hang on. Oh, a practice. He just calls them a practice. So there's a practice in each chapter, but he really goes into each of them. So I think for this episode, we're going to kind of give you an overall, an overview of them. And then the next episode, we'll kind of get into what you would do for each one. So you can actually follow along and take notes, but we highly recommend that you get this book because at the end of the book he actually has a whole program, and I think it's a 6-week.
Right, he sets it up so that you can get through it in 6 weeks.
Yeah, to master
Right.
manifestation.
And he talks a little bit about it in the first book, Into the Magic Shop. Yes,
yeah.
Because basically what he's given you here is what Ruth taught him how to do when he was 12.
Right.
Except over time he was operating without the core principle of connecting with his heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I wrote down the steps here so that we can just do an overview of them. Okay. In my
your retreat journal.
Yes.
Which mine is empty. I haven't hardly worked on it at all. I'm embarrassed to say, but the technology.
No, I
gets
mean,
me.
you know me. I'm not you're more the technology. I'm like, write it down.
Well, you should see her giant calendar.
Pen to paper. I have it right here. I'll show it to you.
No, you got another one on your desk. It's ginormous.
Okay. So these are the steps. And I'm not sure. I think they're in order I think each chapter is in order of the way you do it.
Well, he says you need to follow it in
the way he says
that
to do.
order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and actually one of the things that we didn't talk about, he kind of starts off before you even get into these steps. What are you manifesting in your life right now?
Okay, now wait a second. Stop
there.
I
think we need to go there.
We need to do one whole episode about that because that for me is the most important message in a way. What's going on right now in your life? And we are midlife women, right, and beyond, starting our second chapters or maybe well into them. And one of our core principles is we want you to have your best possible life. And it just begins when you achieve menopause and you go into your next stage, right? And this to me is very, very important.
Yeah.
What are you looking for as you go into your second act?
Second or third act.
Yeah, second or third. And how can you maximize that and make it your best possible life?
Yeah. So that in that chapter, he talks about, okay, so what are you, without even realizing it, because it could be in your subconscious, right? These are things that you've created in your brain, you've put them in there, and they might not all be good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, what are you manifesting in your life that you don't even realize?
Oh, Pandora's box.
Yeah, so he guides you through the steps and asks the questions. You journal, you write down things, and at the end of it, you come to realize, oh, wait a minute. This is what's going on. And it helps to guide you into the next thing, which is how to manifest what you truly want to feel, what you truly want to happen in your life.
Don't talk about it anymore because we need an
Okay,
episode.
we will do one
Yes.
on that. Okay, so but these just as a quick overview, these are the steps. The first one is reclaim your power to focus your mind. And for many people, this is hard, right?
God,
like when
this
they
is
first
so
learn how to
huge.
meditate,
Yeah.
it's like things keep coming at you,
Yeah.
and they're like all over the place, and your mind is wandering. So this is kind of like, how do you focus your mind? So this is like the first step.
If you just think about it, in today's society, we walk around with our phones, and that's nothing but constant information.
Mm-hmm.
Constant.
Oh, that was another thing that he talked about. How much information comes at us in a few seconds, like millions of things, but you're only able to concentrate on, I forget how many things it was like. So 99.9% of all the information that's coming at you could
Passes
be
you
in your
by.
could be in your
yeah.
subconscious, because your brain is taking in,
But it's choosing
your-
what it's allowing you
but your
to.
consciousness is not. Yeah.
Okay, so all this stuff is coming at you. Your subconscious is taking it in. It's choosing what gets pushed into your consciousness, and it's choosing that based on the parameters that you have set up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now that's something to think about for a minute.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you are a, negative Nelly there, and all you see is what's wrong in the world, then that's what your brain is allowing in.
And that's
oh
what
my
you're
gosh.
and that's what you're focusing on.
Does that not make the hair stand up on the back of your neck?
I know.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
amazing. So that's the first one. Reclaim your power to focus your mind. The second one, clarify what you really want. Right?
That's going to take a while
So
to
you have to
think
connect.
about.
This is what he says. You have to connect with your inner compass. So our inner image of where we want to go in life. This image fills us with inspiration and energizes us and guides us through the ups and downs through life. So you have to know, what is it that you really want?
I got to tell you, I think I'm sitting in it right now. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I can't complain.
Yeah.
I could go for a cheeseburger too right now, but I'm just
No,
saying.
we're going for Italian food
Hey, all right. Buongiorno. Okay.
right after this.
Yes.
Okay, step 3. Now you need to remove the obstacles in your mind.
Okay. Now this is the big one,
Yeah.
right? This is where you start training your brain away from that constant negativity. And I tell you what, this is a monumental task, and it requires a lot of repeated effort. You can't just do this
Yeah.
overnight. You have to work at it. Yeah.
Yep.
But you can do it.
Yeah. And I marked a page, so let me see why I marked the page. Hang on. Okay, so he says,
You got to get closer to the mic.
okay, so put simply, if we want to manifest successfully, we must decrease the volume of the voice in our heads that tells us we can't do it. To become free of this inner critic, we must first understand what it actually is and what its function is in our consciousness.
Okay. But what happens there is we become so comfortable with that set of parameters that we've installed in our brain, right? That we don't hear it as a separate voice. It's us.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are listening to it and we're like, oh, this is me. This is how I feel. This is who I am. Because it's so ingrained in us. It's become such a repetitive part of our personality that we have taken it on as who we are.
He says, each time we believe the inner critic's negative statements, we are adding a brick to the walls of our self-created prison.
Wow. We're so free we can choose bondage.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
something to think about.
Yep. Okay. So that was number 3. Okay. Number 4, embed the intention in your subconscious.
Okay.
So he has said you have to visualize your intention.
Now, this is where you start to get a little more on the woo side for me. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to sit around and visualize myself in, some type of purple Barney outfit juggling bananas. Because that's how I roll,
Yeah.
A little bit Muppet, a little bit lawyer, a lot menopause.
Yes. So he says, this is in the beginning of his practice to visualize your intention. For many of us, it is hard to imagine that we have the ability and possess the agency to manifest. There you go, Joy.
I mean, there it is.
It is easy to believe that the drivers of our achievements exist outside of ourselves, but the reality is that within each of us is a superpower that is the power of visualization. When I first learned these techniques from Ruth, this is Dr. Doty speaking, in the magic shop, it was before the term visualization was in common practice or the concept of neuroplasticity was understood. What has been learned since that time is how powerful visualization can be when practiced diligently and with an open heart. So there you go. You have to open that heart.
Well, you tell a lawyer to open their heart. See how that works out for you.
No, you have a very open heart.
Not when I'm my lawyer hat on. And that's an integral part of who I am.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's a little Muppet, a little lawyer. That's how it is.
Maybe we'll have to do a Muppet show one day.
Well, I did that for a long time, and it didn't get me anywhere. I'm just saying.
Okay, step 5, pursue your goal passionately. So how does my intention benefit my life? That's like one of the questions he asks within that chapter. And he talks about synchronicity in the chapter.
Okay, so synchronicity, that's what I'm talking about. The brain, when it has that latitude and it's not so bogged down looking for threats and constantly managing that, then has the latitude and the bandwidth to start looking for synchronicities.
Yes. So in this chapter, he says, making the most of synchronicity is a habit we can practice. As our subconscious begins tuning into our environment for opportunities to realize our intention, it is as if we put on night vision goggles. Whereas before we were working blind in the middle of the night, unable to see anything around us, but with the goggles on, all kinds of new, unnoticed movements become visible and suddenly opportunities are everywhere.
See, I love that.
Yep.
I'm shooting for that in
He says
2026.
we are no longer in the dark.
I'm telling you, 2026.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on my goggles.
I think this really is a powerful way to begin this year.
Yes.
We've done the resolutions. People, I don't know how many, high percentage quit after like day 21 or something. I forget what it is in January, but it's like basically 3 weeks in, they're out.
Right.
But manifesting, I just find it like so intriguing. I mean, especially if you do his 6-week program, by the end of it, you'll feel like, okay, I've got this, and you'll just have that subconscious, just like paying attention to your inner self, to your inner voice. And
well, get yourself a copy of the book, check it out, and that's going to help you manifest different things in 2026.
Yeah. And we will put links to everything. We'll put to everything we've discussed, his book, and I forgot what the other thing was. I'm so sorry.
Our blood sugar is very low.
I know, there's a couple of things. I want pasta. No.
Yes. We can manifest a bowl of that.
Yeah. So step 6 is to release expectations and be open to magic.
I love that. And that's, in a nutshell, what we're shooting for.
Yep. Yeah. So I have another note. So let me go to the page. There's so many good nuggets in this book. Okay.
Do you need your
that's not what I wanted.
glasses?
I don't know. I think this is the wrong page. Okay. Within this practice, he said, get yourself ready and everything, but reflect on pursuing a goal. Think of a goal that you very much wanted to accomplish. So this is like where you do that. So you think about what it is that you want to accomplish. Be open to the magic, be open to manifesting, but release the outcome, release expectations. Because sometimes what actually does come to fruition isn't exactly what you are trying to manifest, but it could be the very best thing for you. So he talks about that. Or the timing isn't exactly what you want, but it'll happen eventually.
Well, so for me, this brings up another interesting point, and that is your job is not necessarily to know the how. Your job is to figure out your why. And then watch as the rest of it unfolds. And that doesn't mean, like Jim Carrey said, Jim Carrey is somebody he talks about in this book. That doesn't mean, like Jim Carrey said, you say to the universe, I want this, and then go home and eat a sandwich. That means you have to take action, and also we have to live our lives. We have to go to work. We have to provide for our families. We've got to do those things. But at the same time, this is an opportunity for you to step into that parasympathetic nervous system and start looking for synchronicities and see what comes your way.
Yeah, it's true.
And take action from that standpoint.
It can show up as better boundaries.
Oh, yeah.
New opportunities, improved health behaviors without being forced to do them, right? It just automatically, like if you think about it, and we were talking about this, we were taking a walk today, and we were talking about how when you do want to manifest how you want to feel in your life, that can bring forth like, okay, maybe I want to eat better, or oh, I have to do that exercise. But it doesn't come from oh my gosh, I have to exercise. It comes from, wow, this really makes me feel good. This really is helping my body. This is helping my mind, which exercise does. So you come from it from a place of abundance instead of like a restriction and scarcity. Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, things like you could feel calmer and more confident in your life, maybe in your job or a new job.
But I will say this. When you have dug yourself into that negativity routine, and that's a very, very deeply worn groove that is hard to climb out of, you're going to start to change, and it's going to feel maybe a little unnatural at first. But that's a good thing, because what you're doing is you're changing the narrative for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's how you step into the next chapter for you, and that's how you begin to allow these synchronicities to happen.
So why don't we say, we'll ask all you ladies out there, what would you change if you trusted yourself more this year?
Interesting. Ooh.
Yeah. Like what would you change if you trusted yourself more this year? And so that you're ready for our next episode, maybe you need to choose one feeling that you want to manifest in 2026, write it down, return to it daily, and then you'll be ready for those 6 steps that we're going to talk about. Get yourself the book. We highly recommend it. And then
get both books.
Yeah, both of his books. Yeah. And then you can join the conversation with us at Girlish Gurus community, maybe on Instagram or Facebook, and we would love to hear from you about it. We would love to hear what it is that you want to manifest, because I think for many women in midlife, there could be a lot of women who are feeling the same things or wanting the same things. Maybe you want change. You want to travel more. Come with us.
Oh, yeah.
You want to spend more time with girlfriends. You want to paint. You want to write a book. You want to sing. You want to do things that maybe you put down years ago, and you want to bring that back into your life and live the best life possible this second or third phase of your life, because we only have this one life. And we want to make it the best life possible. And how can you do that? You can start manifesting.
Yeah, I don't think you can say it any better.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, this is a wonderful way to start off the year.
Yes.
I'm so happy that we get to talk about such an important topic. And I really believe it's going to help a lot of women.
I do.
And that's a number one reason why we're doing this.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel so simpatico with all these other beautiful minds and beautiful women who are out there looking for their purpose as we step into our second and third acts. And so, this is just, I'm feeling all the warm and fuzzies. Yeah. It's a wonderful thing.
So why don't we finish with this affirmation? You are not behind. You are not broken. You are exactly where you need to be.
I love that.
Okay.
Very nice. Oh, thank you for listening. Please go check out the extended version on our YouTube channel. We got a lot of stuff coming up in 2026.
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention the least of which is our fantastic retreat.
Yes. That's right. Let's talk about that just for a minute. October.
Yes. How about manifesting a trip to Sedona?
Yeah.
With me and Lorraine.
Yes. Yeah. And we will be posting that information. We will actually put a link to that in the show notes also, because we have 5 spots available.
Left.
We have 2 retreats. One sold out already. So we are opening up a second one because the first one sold out within a couple of days. So we are opening up the second one. We will put the link there. You will want to come with us and go experience spirituality, vortexes, wine tasting, sound bathing, spending time with wonderful women. And we are staying in the home of a Hollywood superstar.
Oh, yes. Get ready because it's glam time, ladies. Yes.
So join us in Sedona. We hope you will. And don't forget to give this show a like,
a share,
a
a subscribe, a download, and drop us a message in the comments. We would love to hear from you. And don't forget, check out the extended version on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a part of our community.
Yeah.
Mwah! See you next time.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Girlish Gurus. We hope you'll join us next time for more fun and inspiration. Be sure to check the description of this episode for links and information about the topic, and you can find us on our social media platforms starting with Instagram, Facebook, and now including YouTube. You can find us by searching Girlish Gurus, and you can also check out our website, girlishgurus.com, for more information on us, our projects, books, and our growing community.
And don't forget to download this episode, give it a good review, and share it with your girlfriends. We would also love to hear from you in the comments because the more interaction we get, the more episodes we can post. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.